Hello and welcome to How Do I video series for Microsoft Dynamics NAV 2015. My name is Yasmin Katunas and I'm Microsoft Dynamics NAV Escalation Engineer. Throughout this video, I will show you how to use application merge utilities to compare NAV application objects. At the end of this video, you will be familiar with using compare commandlet provided with application merge utilities to compare different versions of NAV application objects and use resulting delta files to handle the differences. So let's start with running the PowerShell. You can use the NAV development shell provided with product DVD and it will load NAV specific modules for you at startup. Or you can, as I will in this example, use the PowerShell ISC. So start that as administrator, and when using this we need to import modules. The tool module is also provided with productivity. It is placed in client folder, so if you open the client folder and browse down to model tools, copy that as path, paste here, and execute this. In this video, I will be using the demo data, also provided with application merge utilities on your product DVD, to run a compare process between my base application objects and my custom application objects. So let's first navigate to demo data. You can find it in Windows PowerShell scripts folder on your product DVD, then application merge utilities, demo data. This folder contains several folders. We will be using files in original folder. These are my base application files, and files in modified folder. These are my custom application files. So copy this path and we'll next navigate to that. Execute this. Now we will use the compare commandlet provided with application merge utilities to compare my base application objects with my custom application objects. So type compare and select NAV application object commandlet. This commandlet uses several parameters. First we'll specify the original path, and that is the path to the folder containing my base application files. In my example, original folder. Then we'll be providing the modified path parameter, and that is the path to folder containing my custom application objects. And finally we'll provide the delta path parameter, and that is path to the folder containing the resulting output. In my example, result folder. If I contain the files in this folder from before and do not want to be prompted about overwriting the files, then I can use the force parameter. Execute this. Once the commandlet has completed, we can view the summary of the process. In this case, 14 objects have been processed, whereof 6 have been affected by some kind of a difference. So let's look at the resulting output. So we can see 6 delta files, and if we open one of them, so this is our object with object changes between two versions outlined. Now also note that it is not evident by looking at the list of these objects what kind of change has affected each of those. So what you can do to get a bit more detailed overview, after the commandlet has completed, you can use a variable to assign the output of the commandlet to variable and refer to it later. So I'll just basically copy this and execute it one more time, and this time the output will be assigned to a variable. So now we do not see the summary of the process, but it is contained within a variable, so we can call on delta var and select summary. Will be presented then with the same process summary. We can also view the value of the variable, which in this case is a list of objects involved in the process, and the type of change on each object. You might want to store this list for later usage, and you can, for example, export this to an Excel file that I will place in result folder and call delta CSV. So now we have generated an Excel file containing this list of objects and type of change for each object. Let's revisit the steps that we have performed in order to enable this scenario. We have run compare commandlet to generate delta for objects containing custom changes, and we have reviewed the delta list and saved the resulting summary for future references. Thank you for watching. I look forward to see you again in another episode of How Do I video series for Microsoft Dynamics and NAV 2015.